Alright, let's dive into something that's got the sports world buzzing. USA Network's big move into Pac-12 football coverage. But here's the thing, this isn't just another broadcasting deal. It's a strategic play that could reshape how we consume college sports. Personally, I think this is way more interesting than it seems on the surface. Why? Because it's not just about airing games, it's about USA Network carving out a space in a crowded market, and the Pac-12 trying to stay relevant in a rapidly changing landscape. Let's break it down. First off, the numbers are impressive. USA Network is committing to 22 football games per season, plus a ton of basketball coverage. But what's really fascinating is the 5-year deal they struck with the Pac-12. 5 years. That's a long-term bet on a conference that's been struggling to keep up with the SEC and Big Ten. In my opinion, this is USA Network's way of saying, we're not just dipping our toes in, we're all in. But here's the kicker. The Pac-12 also has deals with CBS and the CW. So, what does this mean? It's like the Pac-12 is hedging its bets, spreading its content across multiple platforms. Smart move, but also a bit desperate, if you ask me. Now, let's talk about the broadcast teams, because this is where things get really interesting. Nate Gatter, Ryan Leaf, and Lauren Green are leading the charge. Gatter's a solid play-by-play guy, but Ryan Leaf? That's the name that jumps out. Love him or hate him, Leaf brings a ton of personality to the booth. He's a former quarterback with a history of candid, sometimes controversial, commentary. Personally, I think he's a great fit for this role. He's not afraid to speak his mind, and that's exactly what college football needs more of. Lauren Green, on the other hand, is a seasoned sideline reporter. Her experience with the Utah Jazz and Pac-12 network makes her a safe but strong choice. But here's the detail I find fascinating. Ted Robinson is part of the number 2 team. This guy is a legend. He's called everything from Pac-12 games to Wimbledon. So, why isn't he the lead? My take? USA Network is probably using him as a secret weapon for bigger games or moments that need his gravitas. It's like having a Hall of Famer on your bench. You don't always need him, but when you do, he delivers. Now, let's zoom out for a second. What does this all mean for the bigger picture? In my opinion, this deal is a lifeline for the Pac-12. With conferences merging and media rights exploding, the Pac-12 needed a partner to keep them in the game. USA Network, meanwhile, gets a ton of live content to fill its schedule. But here's the deeper question. Is this enough to make the Pac-12 a major player again? Personally, I'm skeptical. The conference still lacks the star power and competitiveness of its rivals. But hey, it's a start. One thing that immediately stands out is the scheduling. 17 out of 22 games are at 6 p.m. Eastern Time or 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's prime time for East Coast viewers, but what about the West Coast? This feels like USA Network prioritizing national appeal over local fans. What this really suggests is that they're trying to position Pac-12 football as a national product, not just a regional one. Smart move, but it might alienate the conference's core fanbase. Finally, let's talk about the studio coverage. Lisa Kearney and Eric Coleman are hosting, with Darius Walker stepping in as an analyst. What many people don't realize is that studio shows can make or break a network's sports coverage. They're the glue that keeps viewers engaged between games. But here's the catch. We don't even know where the studio will be based. Will it feel polished like ESPN's setup, or will it be a makeshift operation? This raises a deeper question. How much is USA Network really investing in this? Are they treating it like a flagship product, or just another piece of content? So, here's my closing thought. This deal is a high-stakes gamble for both USA Network and the Pac-12. For the network, it's a chance to become a serious player in sports broadcasting. For the conference, it's a shot at staying relevant. But the real question is, will it work? Personally, I think it's too early to tell. But one thing's for sure, I'll be watching. And if you're a college sports fan, you should too. Because whether this succeeds or fails, it's going to change the game. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.